Like a growing campaign to restrict social media. At the moment, there are limitations. It shouldn't be used or can't be used for those under the age of 13. Not sure how often that's enforced. There's a push to make that 16. Joining me is Environment and Water Minister Tanya Plibersek, who's joined this. You're throwing your support in quite a considerate way behind this. You've reflected even on your own kids. I wonder, did it sort of creep up on you? Because when social media began, it wasn't, it was sort of like people poking each other on MySpace or something. It feels pretty innocent. It's pretty different these days.
Yeah, I think we're learning as we go, aren't we, as parents and as a society. But on reflection, I think really the later that kids get into social media, the better for them. And I certainly think that about my own children. We forget how recent some of this stuff was. The first iPhone, 2007, same time as Kevin 07. It feels like just yesterday. I think what we're learning is that for brain development, for kids' social and emotional well-being, this has been really bad. And the area that I'll be talking about tonight in a speech I'm making is in particular the relationships between boys and girls, men and women, and the influence that the very ready availability of pornography, quite violent and degrading pornography, has on kids. I think a lot of kids are learning their sex education from violent and degrading images online. The average first age of watching pornography in Australia is 10 years old. As kids are being exposed to choking.
That's watching it.
That's watching it on their devices. Yeah. The average first age of watching it is 10 years old, and they're watching violent stuff like choking, anal sex, before they've had their first kiss. It is affecting relationships. And there's another report out today that shows that about 1 in 5 teenagers, 15-year-olds, have been sexually assaulted by someone, another teenager, someone in most cases known to them. And
I guess in cases acting out what they've seen. I mean, it seems weird to think back to the relative innocence of, again, not that long ago, 15 or 20 years ago, where the first exposure might have been a sneak peek in a newsagent's, for a kid in late primary school of a magazine, which at the time people went, oh, that's naughty. And now you'd think, wow, that in a weird way, accessing pornography in that way is sort of innocent and a bygone time.
Certainly much more innocent than what they're seeing now. And the trouble with this is that kids are often getting their sex education from this violent and degrading stuff online. And it is affecting human relationships in a way that we couldn't have predicted. And the next frontier is just around the corner. AI now is already able to generate deep fake pornography that is used to harass, intimidate.
Could make out you stick a student's face on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, pretty troubling. Peter Dutton's got a pledge. He's in WA on mining. He says he'll halve the approval times for projects. It kind of sounds like you guys wanting to fast-track gas approvals. Are you on the same page here?
Do you know what? It is such nonsense. We have doubled on-time approvals since coming to government. When the Coalition were in power, they had the opportunity to do this. They had 10 years to do it. And in fact, there were some quarters where there was 0 on-time approvals. We've doubled the rate of on-time approvals. The difference is he's saying he wants to do it for some projects and not others. He's saying there should be stricter rules for renewables and weaker rules for coal and gas. We say whether it is a minerals project, a renewable energy project, a transport project, a housing project, we will assess it properly. We'll consider the environmental impacts, we'll consider the social and economic impact of the project, and we'll do it properly. And we've managed to double on-time approvals. I'd like to know what his plan is.
Just finally and briefly, nuclear sites. The article today suggests they'll all be Liberal and National sites. Is this the Coalition walking the walk on this?
Oh, well, is it their official policy? This looks like a leak from someone, I don't know, inside the Liberal Party, inside the National Party, I don't know. Why doesn't Peter Dutton just front up and tell us?
It's coming, apparently. It's a few weeks away.
Oh, it's coming. It was coming 9 weeks ago. He said it was just days away. We need to know where they'll go
really carefully,
and how much they will cost.
But would that be them walking the walk if they end up in coalition seats? That'd be something you'd welcome.
It's still
relatively.
It's still a fantasy. It's not. It's not possible to bring down energy prices any time in the next 2 or 3 decades based on their policies.
Got to leave it there, Minister. Thank you.
Great to talk to you.